I think we'll get started here. Can everybody hear me okay? For those who do not know me, I'm Sherry Ward. I'm your elected clerk, Chief Election Officer for the county. This is our first public logic and accuracy testing procedures for our precinct tabulators. I'm glad you all could come. This is Teresa Schuyler. She is our election director. And this is Hannah Combs. She's our other election person that we have. And I'm going to turn it over from there to Teresa.
All right. All right, guys, thanks for coming. I just want to go over a little bit of the handouts that you guys got. The first one, it just really explains the procedures, what happens, how the voting equipment is prepared. The thumb drives and everything are programmed in Omaha, just in case you guys wanted to know. So nowhere near. The testing and retention, how long we keep all the testing reports that are going to be printed out today. We're going to keep them for 2 years, keep them as long as we keep voted ballots. We wanted to keep that the same. And then how they're programming, how we prepared the test deck, all of that information, and then how our test is going to be performed, and then what happens after today's test. So that's described in detail on this first one. Your second page is the statute of the voting systems. We have a vote tally system, so when you read the statute, you want to focus on the vote tally system. The one important thing to note is on the second page of it, the last item says no vote tally system shall be connected to the internet at any time, and no vote tally system shall receive or transmit data through wireless communications. And the last page is our new seals that we have for the tabulators. These are sticker seals that go and cover up the compartments where the thumb drives are located. As soon as you start to lift it, it creates this void image that you can see on the stickers. They're actually quite difficult to take off. So, and the thumb drives are also a little bit difficult to get to. So with that in mind, I'm just going to start and talk a little bit about the machines. These machines will scan each ballot, front and back, upside down, reverse, any direction. They will scan an image of the ballot. If there is a write-in, it will take a snippet of that write-in and it will show up on a report. Since we do have a write-in, we have that to show later on when we put all the thumb drives into the laptop. The laptop is where all the results are read. So at the end of the night, after the polls are closed, the girls will undo the people, girls, men, both, all. So they will use their keys to unlock it. They will peel the seal. They'll document the seal on their seal log. They'll remove the thumb drive, and then that thumb drive plus the other documents required will be driven here to the courthouse. And so I have to wait for everybody to drive here to get the thumb drives to then plug into this laptop for it to load the results. So we're going to do that kind of quick style here so you can see how it's going to work and how quickly the results will load. The printer is also not Bluetooth capable, has to be plugged in as well to the laptop, so there is no internet connectivity or Bluetooth capability in any of the equipment. It's fun lugging it all around the courthouse. So this laptop is secured with what's called a YubiKey. This is what it looks like. It's the only way to unlock the device, and then you need a separate password to get into the software. So they like to do a dual custody, like multi-factor authenticity? Yeah. MFA. MFA is a lot easier to say. So everything's kind of got that dual MFA process in it. So the reason why the testing is done in the public is to ensure the integrity of the results of the night. We want to make sure that we have all of our ballots that are available to the public, depending on their party and what they're eligible, that we have them here. There are 32 different ballot styles for this election, and so we have an example of all of those, and we will run them all through, and it will tally them for us. After I tally it, we'll print out the results report, and that's when we will go through your baseline report that you all received. with the test result from the thumb drives, and I'll display it there on the TV.
And a big monitor so you can see it.
Yeah.
Everybody can see what's going on.
So for now, I can answer any questions, but once we start running the ballots through, we just ask you to hold questions until the end, write them down. We want as many questions that you can give us. If we have the answers, we'll answer them. If we don't, then we'll get the answers and give them to you. So, but yeah, anybody have any questions yet before we start?
So these are one precinct?
Correct.
Or we have five?
Yes, they're per polling location. That's the difference. So this one is programmed for New Meadows and Salmon River. It'll read both of them. Yep. So that's the thumb drive.
Council, Indian Valley, and that one's early voting and absentee at the end.
Okay.
Yep.
Those are only tally machines, not voting. You don't
No.
put your ballot in. but-
Nope. So everybody's going to receive a paper ballot. Hannah can show you what our test ballots look like, and these are tests, but these are the ballots that everybody will get. You fill in the circles like you did in your standardized testing in high school, and then it reads that and tabulates the results. So as part of our canvassing process as well, we can look at the images either on here or physically grab them from the tote, and we can do a hand count. So how the baseline report was determined was we have the test deck here. We marked them randomly, and then Hannah and I, we did a tally book. So each of us individually did our tally books, and then we compared those results, and we have those results here in the baseline. So we have the tally books here for what we marked. It's for your guys' review as well. So confirm. So we'll see. The logic and accuracy test is to confirm that what our baseline report matches what comes out of the results on the machine.
So do the poll workers, are they the ones that scan the ballots? Or-
The voter does.
Okay.
You, the
And does
voter.
it just go in?
Yep, we will show you that, yep. And
And does it stay in?
it does not stay in the machine. You'll hear it drop into the bin below.
It goes in the bin?
Yep, you'll actually be able to hear it take the snippet of the write-in. So you'll start hearing kind of like the drum of it, basically.
Like the-
Yes, and then all of a sudden you'll hear a, and it's taking a picture of the write-in.
And
Yeah.
is there, because I see it as paper sticking out.
Yes,
So does that print out something, an image or something that goes with each ballot?
nope, these are the reports. So this is the configuration report. And so for the test configurations, we marked them all like a Costco receipt, and they're going to be stored in the envelopes and locked and sealed as well. But we just like to keep everything separate by marking it test or highlighter. So just keep them separate. Yes.
So previously, our regular voting system or procedure, did we have the option to get a receipt showing what our vote was? Like we used to get a.
There was a little brown thing, when a ballot is issued from the e-poll book, there's, it says Democrat, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that gets taken over to the issuing clerk that has the ballots. And then she reads that, she says, okay, you get a Democrat ballot, whatever. And then she pulls that ballot, then it goes on a spindle.
The receipt does.
The receipt does.
Yeah.
We keep those, and it helps with the count as well.
Yes.
So, if we ever had to do a recount of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Maybe I'm thinking of another state that I've lived in.
Yeah.
I thought you could hit want a receipt and it would print out and show you what your ballot.
No.
No.
How
This-
you mark and how it's.
This one does not track that.
No.
Nope.
no.
Will you be manually counting this on election day too, or just using the, are you double checking that day too, or are we once?
So we have procedures in place in case there's ever a discrepancy between the e-poll books and the tabulators. Then we do have a procedure in place where we will hand count them, and we will stay here until 3 o'clock in the morning hand counting each ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But at any time, any given time, the e-poll book where you've seen those, they're all stationed everywhere. There's a count on them, and that count should always match what's on here. Mm-hmm. They're constant. So
Yep.
if there's not, then we have a problem. So yeah.
Yep. And then we have those procedures in place for that. So, yes.
Will you be showing later where that ballot goes inside the machine?
Yes, so once the completion of it, yep, we're gonna open them up because we have to clear them all out.
Right.
So, and we have to clear out the machines. So, yep, you'll see all that. Any other questions?
Do we have a regular canvassing order, or is it just kind of random up to the commissioners, or how's that?
I'm not sure what you mean by order.
So I think the commissioners have either the responsibility or opportunity, I'm not sure how to say it, but to choose a precinct and say, we want to hand count that randomly.
That's not
right?
what it's normally done. What normally is done is they've taken the, well, they'll have to take a report this time, but they took the tally books, counted out the totals on each race, and compared that with the abstract that the clerk's office prepared that into the night, and those two is what we use.
So that's
That's the-
basically
yeah.
making sure that that poll book matches. Okay.
So,
And it's an obligation, it's not a response, it's statutory.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
comes up to the commissioners to do that.
Yeah.
within 9 or 10 days.
And so it's
it's 9 days.
going to occur, the canvassing, it'll be a little different because we have an electronic stuff.
Yeah,
But at any point, if we thought something were wrong, we could say, I need all of the ballots from, whatever precinct and be able to verify X amount of ballots for it. Okay.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
But, yeah.
Any more questions before we get started? Okay. So as we begin, we're just going to do the early voting so I can kind of describe what you'll be seeing. We can take off the configuration reports.
Up all of them?
Yep. And then they'll just get stored over here. Okay. So, Hannah, if you want to go ahead and open up the polls for that one and just stand beside so everybody can see how it works. Okay, so this is printing out the zero report for early voting. It's about 20 feet long.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this
So
one.
this might take a couple minutes. It'll also have to happen at the end when we close it, and again at the absentee, and again when we close absentee. So this one's going to get a lot of work, so we brought some extra receipt for it. So if you want to get your test deck ready for early voting.
And the reason why that's so much is because it has every ballot. Of the 32 styles of ballots, it has to go through each one of them, because that's the way it's programmed.
Yes, and it's separated by precinct, so. And we, yep, so we'll pass this around. I don't know if you can look at one side and you guys look at the, right? Right, you can all see it at the same time. At the bottom is a spot for the chief judge to sign. It has the other signature line as judge, but we're going to have the first voter sign that this is all zero. These ones are shorter, so the first voter won't be so traumatized when it prints.
So you could be lucky and be the first voter at the precinct, too. And that's,
Yeah.
you've got to go through a lot of procedures on that one, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The zero report on the e-poll book, I think, is that
Yeah.
big. But
We didn't hit Livingston River, so we gotta be close.
yeah, we're almost done.
I can wind that up if you want me to.
Well, we'll pass. I don't know how we
yeah,
want
just-
to pass it around so they can all. Unless you guys just want to see the smaller one, we'll just pass it. Yeah.
That's the smaller one?
Right? Okay.
Okay, I'll wad it up then.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go and open up the polls. So this is what it will look like for the voter when they come in, at any time of the day. So Hannah will go ahead and insert the first one. I'm just gonna do this for this time, and then we'll go fast for the other ones. Okay, so this is a query. It is programmed if a person submits a zero ballot, so it's a blank ballot, or if they've marked 2 or more votes when it's only 1 vote allowed, it will give them the option to return the ballot or cast it as is. When they return the ballot, they have to then go back, get another one issued for them, and then they remark it and then enter in the new ballot. And the purpose for this is to make sure that everybody's votes count. I know as a counter myself that a lot of times people like to mark one, cross it off, circle another person. So this will stop that. It will stop them from counting that ballot. But it will pop up the image if we're going to cast it. So you'll be able to see it. But all of these are going to be cast with the overvote.
So if you have an undervote, it still does the same thing?
Not for an undervote, because typically in our elections, a lot of people don't vote for the judges, and we have 13 judges on this ballot. So for time, yeah, they're just gonna go. So this is a blank ballot. It's still holding it. So what's happening is that the ballot is stuck in the machine right now. Stuck, held in there, waiting for the voter to decide what they want to do. So if they're blank ballot, then they'll cast a blank ballot. So then undervotes will be that way. Overvotes will be that way. I mean, undervotes will not be that way.
That,
So,
yeah.
yep. So, and what comes up on the screen, go ahead, yeah, insert the next one. This one came up in our training, was, does it show what party that the candidate has picked? Because, you know, secrecy is very important to us. It does not. All it does is say the contest. So this one just says, you filed in too many ovals in one contest. These votes will not count. The contest is for the governor race. You chose 2 candidates, you're allowed 1. Do you want to return your ballot, or do you want to cast your ballot? So the voter has that opportunity to return it and fix it. So we'll go ahead and cast. Another blank ballot. Blank ballots will be all undervotes.
There's a blank ballot, I mean, it's all blank.
All blank. Yep. Yep. If they've marked 1, it'll go through and just still calculate the undervotes. So this one has 2 candidates they've selected, 2 contests that they've selected 2. So
Get out of your way.
here, you want to stand? I'll stand
No,
up here.
that's okay.
Yes. Okay. So these are our express vote machines for our disabled voters. So people that are visually or hearing impaired, they have their express vote machines, which will create this ballot, and the tabulators will read it as well. So it doesn't matter if it's these ballots or an express vote ballot.
Interested, did you say they can be fed in
Yeah.
anyway? So
Yeah.
I
So
just wondered.
yeah. So this is upside down.
You can do it backwards.
Yep.
This is backwards.
Yeah. This is backwards. They can be obviously folded for absentees.
This is a write-in, so if you guys want to listen to the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, so it captures it. It's kind of neat. The first time that I heard it, I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Now I rolled it if anybody wants
Yep.
it.
Yep, I think the rest of these ballots are all, yeah.
What happens if you try to put 2 in there?
Well, they shouldn't have 2 ballots when they go in. So they should just have 1.
And are those the ballots that you have there that we would have when we come in to vote? Do they look identical to the ballots you get for mail-in?
Yes.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
are-
it's
they
all
all
the same pad.
they're the
Yeah,
same
same pad.
everything.
Yes, yep.
So she just keeps inputting, but I thought that it asked questions in between. Does it not do that every?
If it's fine, if it's,
fine, it just goes.
it'll go.
Yeah.
Yep, so this is for a typical voter that filled out all their circles correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. Or undervoted. So that's it for absentees. So we're going to, early voting. So we're going to close the polls for this one, and this is the process for closing the polls. So now we have another 20-minute report that'll print with all the results for early voting.
And she had to put a key in?
Yes, yep, the chief judge will have these keys with them all night. So they're the only ones that will have access to this panel. Yep, and this panel will be sealed. There's a special spot to put those sticker seals that you guys have in your packet. So we're gonna let that print. We're gonna start with opening up the rest of the polls. I'm gonna print out my zero report. You guys will see that on the computer as well. And so we wanna print all those zero reports and have them all over here. And we get started.
Then, so once she closes that's after the polls are literally closed.
Yep.
There's no way to open that or to fire that back up and take more ballots.
There should be no reason to open it up and take more ballots.
Should, but I mean.
Right. Yes. So there is an option to reopen the polls. You have to have the override code, which they do not have. So those are only for key personnel here in the clerk's office. So if there's ever a mistake at the precincts, at the polling locations, they are to just package everything up and send it here for us as clerks, and there'll be 4 of us that will be doing that. Okay, so this is the YubiKey for the laptop. And you have to insert it. I'm just gonna take off the monitor to secure the passcodes.
Indian Valley is probably the shortest one, right? No, I don't think they are. I think New Meadows, oh. This is New Meadows and Salmon River. So.
Okay.
Do these go out to the people to look at? Or?
Yeah, the little ones, yes.
Okay.
The littler ones.
Do you have to keep these paper things for a while?
2 years. Yep. Okay.
This is New Meadows and Salmon River.
Okay. Oh, I need that little remote thingy. Thank you. Okay, so that's my archaic software. Everybody remembers like Windows 2000? It's about the same. DOS almost. Okay, so we're gonna just print out the election summary. No, that's not it.
I'm caged in here, so I can't give it to you. So.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can come and pick them up. So this is the zero report.
Yeah.
You have the short one here?
Sure.
Yep, you guys need to highlight them, Sherry.
Oh. Where's the pen?
That's over by your. Yep,
Sorry, I forgot to highlight that.
I know.
You don't have to go through all of it, right?
No, just mark them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're ready to. Valley.
Okay. And then you guys, yep, this is the zero report for the election software. Okay. Is the results done for that one? Oh, you're out of paper. Okay.
The only other one that doesn't have is this one right here, which is early voting as well. We ran out of paper.
Yeah,
You
it's
did?
yeah.
That's
I
not
already
very
put it
long.
to. No, it'll maybe do 1.5 reports off of those ones.
Here, I'll take it.
Okay. Okay, if you're ready to open your polls while you keep printing them, we're just going to keep.
Go to voting mode,
Yep.
correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm ready to do Salmon River and New Meadows.
Yeah, pick one.
Just one.
Yeah, just pick one at a time. Okay, that's the New Valley. This is council.
How many are we testing on each one?
They're random.
I mean, how many, what's the count?
100 total ballots.
100 total ballots.
Yep.
We figured we're doing 3% of our voted people. I think is how you figured it, right? What happened here, Teresa?
It was not inserted far enough, so,
Okay.
yep. There you go. Okay. Well, you,
Okay,
yeah.
I gotta do Seminary.
Yeah. Here, can you just hold on for a sec? Yeah. we gotta pay attention real quick. Just. You've done Indian Valley? You need to close the poll.
Okay.
Okay, now you need your keys and you'll unlock it. You'll need the thumb drive.
Close polls?
Yep.
Pull out.
Close. No, close. Wait. Close polls.
Oh, close there.
Yep. Let it. Yep. Okay.
And then I need to mark it, right?
Okay. All right, fun.
Then I lock. When it gets done, this shuts down.
No. So you tear that off. You'll mark it and then lay it up front, and then I'll take off the thumb drive.
I always tell that voter precinct.
Okay. You want to do that one?
Oh, okay. North Council?
Yep. Hopefully we won't run out. Maybe.
Let me close this one now.
Sure. No, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna let it print.
Should have brought everybody some coffee. Got everybody some coffee.
All right.
Okay, so we have any more? We're all done? All done. Okay.
That's how quickly it will load.
Can you guys see that okay? I mean, it's,
I can't make the screen any bigger.
yeah, sorry.
I tried.
Oops, excuse me.
Okay, undid. Okay.
There's chairs here if you want to come up closer.
Okay. No, this is not how I want it to look. Okay, here's the write-in review. So these are the snippets that will load. So we had this one I will assign. This one is not a qualified candidate for the council committeeman. This one's not a qualified candidate. Me is not a qualified candidate. S. Cole is. Okay. Hi. Okay. I'll show you ballot reviews. So this is the ballot review process. So you can see it has the check marks here, contest to review, and we can review them right from here. Okay. And so we'll go to our election results.
So can I ask a question, or do you want?
Yep.
So what you were looking at there, was that one that was flagged for it to have you take a look at, and you had to?
Nope.
It's not a qualified candidate, or?
Nope, that had no flags. I was just showing how every ballot is scanned, and then it also documents, well, we can go back to it, but it documents all the contests for that ballot.
Okay, but were you saying something about not a qualified candidate for that?
That was for the write-in review. that's a different review. This is just the full ballot review. Yep. So this one I can see all the contests to make sure. So the top one here, they selected Brad Moore. The software picked Brad Moore. They selected Kenneth.
Oh, I see,
Kenneth.
comparing.
Yep,
Okay.
right over here.
An actual scan of a ballot that was run in, that somebody submitted,
Correct.
how the computer, or how the machine.
Reads it.
Exactly. Yep. It'll save all that information. It's another way, checks and balance, for us to review the ballots, where we can see
Okay.
that it marked Chanel, and so on and so forth. And it will go through all of the candidates specifically for this ballot and who they selected. We can go down to the right end. See, I had already reviewed it and marked it as qualified.
Could you show one that has an undervote on it?
Let me,
Does it show you that anywhere on this without looking there?
yeah. So this one is the blank ballot. Because this was a Republican ballot. I only know that because I have these names memorized. So I've been looking at them for about 2 months. So, but they have 0 marks.
But it does not take a picture of
Of a blank ballot? No, because it's blank.
how about just an undervote where they maybe didn't vote for a judge?
That one, I would have to go through, this one has an undervote because it's not causing a query. So,
Gotcha.
but this one didn't capture the image as well. So this would be another one that we would pull and before we approve it. So we can put it on hold. So there are 11 undervotes on this one. Okay. And then the overvotes. Yeah, it's not pulling them up, but we do have them. But you can see it selected Ethan and Brad, but we do have all the paper ballot. So we can go through and review each one individually.
So how do you know which, if you have 10 of them in there,
Mhm.
100 of them, how do you know which one that one is?
By looking at it.
By looking at it, because it marked it as an overvote.
So you know that that person voted for 2 people in one race.
Yep.
But how do you match that report to the physical ballot that's in the machine?
Can you do that right now?
Can open up the ballots in the machine. Yeah. Yep. So we have the in here.
Which precinct is it?
So yeah, courthouse one. So this is early vote, and the other one is absentee vote.
Absentees were on top, right?
Yeah. So they're on top.
So how many absentees were there? 14?
11.
11?
Yes.
Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many did you say?
11.
9. That's 10. 11.
Okay, those all should be
Okay.
early vote.
Would you say 10 or 11?
11.
Okay. Would you count that just to make sure I, right? I believe the problem children were at the very beginning.
Yes, the early vote ones. Somewhere in absentee as well. So it has, you'll have Liberal New Meadows, as one of them. You'll have a
New
North
Meadows?
Council Republican. Yep. So if you look for a
I have a
libertarian,
in early voting,
absentee.
an absentee, okay.
Yep. Early voting, you'll have Republican, North Council.
Okay,
So this is just part of our process. So when it doesn't
Republican North.
capture the image, we still have the paper ballots, and we can still go through this. And this is all part of the canvassing before it gets to the commissioners. So that's why they're unofficial results until we go through this process. So,
Did you tell me Republican what? For early voting?
North Council. Yeah. Yep, so we have the New Meadows, Libertarian, this one right here. So they selected Matt Losby, and then they selected Paul and Melissa. And so that's what's on the ballot. So, and then we can go through each one. Gregory, Cynthia, and say like, yep, nope, the rest of it's only one-sided. So, yeah, the rest of them, they all counted. So,
That one's fine.
that one's yours?
No, fine.
The fine? I was like, mine.
Republican North Council.
All right. Oh, yeah. See, now, there's this one.
Teresa, on that,
Yeah.
on your screen there, can you click back where it has front and back in the middle?
Yeah, I clicked that.
It didn't.
It didn't do any.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Surprising it doesn't give you the image of it.
I know.
Help match it.
Yeah.
In case
So
there
would
was-
you then like re-enter it so you do capture that
No.
image? It just
No.
not gonna be captured?
No.
No, I don't,
Yeah.
just not gonna be captured.
Right. Yeah, if they're not here, then it was not captured. Where am I looking? North Council?
North Council, early voting, Republican.
Let's see if it's this one.
Overvote.
So, yep, this one has 2 votes in the governor race, so Ethan and Brad, and so they're right here as well. And then this is one that was marked our traditional voter marking, the X circle, cross out. So this one would be an overvote as well.
So then what do you do with those, when you come upon this, what do you do with that entire ballot?
It's stored with all the rest of the ballots.
But does it, obviously they can't, both of those votes won't get recorded.
No, it's an overvote.
So then what do you do with it then?
It's in the tally with the overvotes. So like on your reports, the baseline reports, every contest has an overvote and an undervote, plus all the contests.
Okay, so does their vote for clerk not count? But
Correct.
that's
Right.
will?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Their
Everything
vote for, Governor will still count.
Yes.
yes.
Yep.
All other
They
races.
just blew
They
it for
would have
that
been
one.
given the option when that ballot was inserted to get a new ballot.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep. To
Their
correct it.
choice.
So if they left it there, then they didn't care.
Right. Yep. Then it says that their vote will not
They had
count.
that option back when they ran.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we'll
Yep.
have people stationed right beside her so that they're there to assist the voter, to help them understand what's going on and read it if they choose to want them to have. So we have an idea that that might happen. And so you did get a good view of this. This is the ballot box.
I wonder if it's because I didn't mark. No, it's not that. I thought maybe it's the button. So the manual on the software, just so you know, is 1,190 pages. It's taken me a little bit just to. I'm sorry,
You
Darren.
might have not checked the box right. or
Right,
something.
the-
We'll figure that out.
Yes, and so these ones are. These ones are only 290 pages. So. I still have some reading to do, but anyhow, yes.
I know she's going to talk about this down the road in a little bit, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to
no,
show
that's
you
great.
guys what it is. And they stay open like that, so it falls in. And at night, when we get done, it gets there locked, and then a seal gets on here. for transportation. And this and the thumb drives will come back to the county for Teresa to do her business with it.
So are those boxes removed?
Yes, that night.
That comes, so the
Yep.
poll judge pulls those out.
So it's either going to be a constable or a sheriff's deputy, someone of that nature that will bring those to us. So,
Yeah.
yep, not
Did I
the.
do it right? I think it's
What about
backwards, right?
to open that door? What is that?
But yeah, that's.
So the key. So the chief judge still has the key to lock them, and then we have keys here. So.
It's like wrestling a calf, guys.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yes. So, and then the lids will stay open like that
We
for
can just stay it open.
the remainder. So,
Should we put these back on there? I'm going to put the early voting. This is early voting. We'll just set these like this. Those are on top there.
so I'm going to print out the results page. How many copies would you guys like, or you just want to use your baseline? And I'll read this one.
Yeah, I think so.
That's fine. Okay. We'll print one for our records. And then we can start going now. I have a touchscreen laptop at home, so I'm used to just touch the screen. This is a little bit difficult for me, but I can blow this up, and then we can go through your baseline reports and to confirm the accuracy of the tabulators. Okay. Yes.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, all the paper ballots and the reports would be kept for 2 years? Like all together. So is that public information that if anybody wanted to check that, they could do that, or is that like in the government, we used to say a FOIA request, but?
It'd be a public records request
Okay.
to do that, and probably a conversation with the Secretary of State's office as well to get that going. Yeah.
Or are they stored at the county?
Yes, they are. They're stored in a locked place, labeled and sealed, and even the date of when we can destroy them is on there, so that we can keep that process going. And when we do it, we do shred them. So
Okay, so do you guys want to skip around, or you want to go through each contest?
Well, if it's just a random, I think just skip around.
Okay, so we'll look at your total number of votes we'll start at the Democratic U.S. Senator, since at the top. So you can see that there are 0 votes for Nicholas 007 Bonds. That is his actual name on the ballot. There are 16 for Brad Moore, which matches the baseline, and 8 for David Roth. There are 0 undervotes, or overvotes, 1 undervote, total of 25 ballots cast for that contest. Okay, so we'll just scoot to, yes.
So the book that you have is where you guys manually counted them?
Yep, they were manually counted first, and that's where this information came from, was from the hand count.
I forgot about this.
Yeah. There will be a test, remember?
Right there with you now.
Okay, all right.
number 18.
All right, so we'll go to the one write-in that we have. Okay, so this is on your page 2 on the Democratic Party. Let's see, so you have it up here. You see the write-in totals. There were 5 write-in total. Where am I at on mine? Yes, okay. So it's counting how many totals were for the contest. So 2 were for Sally Cole that were qualified, 3 that were not qualified. There were 0 overvotes, 1 undervote, a total of 6 ballots cast. And then it also breaks it down, this report, for election day votes, absentee votes, and early votes for reporting for on election night. Okay. Let's see. We can go to we'll go to the Republican senator race or governor race. We'll go to the Republican governor race. So we had 2 for Sean Crystal, 1 for Mark Fitzpatrick, 2 for Daniel Fowler, 2 for Ethan Giles, 2 for Ron James, 9 for Brad Little. Lisa Marie got 3, Justin got 3. We had 1 overvote and 1 undervote, total of 26 ballots cast for that. I want to see. At the end, we'll have, since all of them have our, the nonpartisan races, all the judges and the well, depending on the ballot measures.
Yeah.
So depending where you're at. So this is where we see that we have a total of 100 ballots cast. And that's how many ballots that were run through the tabulators. So, yep. And so on the back page is your nonpartisan selections. Those last 2 pages were the nonpartisan. So it's broken out by ballot style and precinct to keep track of how many were run for the Democratic in the Indian Valley, and Libertarian, Republican, unaffiliated, all the way across the board for that to get our totals. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or concerns regarding the accuracy of the tabulator?
In this case, since you had already done this,
Yes.
you had pre-tested by using the handwritten
Correct.
books, correct?
Yes.
And that way you knew what you did at each ballot one at a time, entered it there to make sure that and that lined up.
Correct. Yep. That's how we get our baseline, is to do a hand tally with tally books.
But in the actual, we don't do that. We have only done that to test.
To test the accuracy. Yes.
Yes.
Because at the end of this, then the thumb drives will be reinserted. All the results will be cleared. So in public, we'll take all the ballots out, and then they will be sealed with the sticker seals, and then they will be secured in a locked room that is climate controlled and only accessed through key card access that are controlled by the sheriff's department. So only those authorized personnel can get into the room to get to these, and they will stay there until deployment. So this is just to prove the accuracy that these thumb drives are reporting correctly.
And the early voting / absentee will also be in there nightly. We do kind of a half shutdown on this. So the next day for early voting, we pull this one out, start it up again, and people vote.
Yep. So there's an early voting process for the tabulators and checks and balances. So we still keep all of the same processes. So we have our sequence cards that we keep track of every single ballot. We then confirm with our stubs. So we keep all of the stubs. So we do keep a lot of the same processes. The only thing that has changed is the physical counters on election night. We do become the physical counters if there's a discrepancy. We have the tally books, that's why we already have them ready, is because we have them ready to go, should we need to hand count them at night in order to get the results out.
So these results that you have here, though, those are just fictional.
Correct. Yep, that's why we mark everything test. They'll be sealed. We'll go through the clearing out, and I'll show, and then I'll print the 0 reports for the software. And then these will all show 0. We don't want to reopen the polls because then we'll print out more 20-foot 0 reports, and I might run out for election day on that one. But yes, they will all be sealed and ready to go. Yes.
How do results get from that computer to the web?
Web, good question. So I have to print out the larger report, which is the precinct report. It's about 56 pages long. And then I take that over to my computer, and then I put them in the enhanced voting website, and I have to go one by one, slowly as possible, and make sure that they all match. So, yep. And then that's how it gets online. So there's not I can't connect. So I can't change the time. It's not 4:12. It is only 3:55. So I can't even change the time on the computer. So it has no connectivity whatsoever.
So who's the owner of that laptop? Is it the county or is it the? Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't know if I understood the early voting and absentee voting for that matter too. Do you guys run those through separately or do they get?
So early voting is run by the voter themselves. So they'll come in, we'll have the booth set up, they'll mark their choices, and then they will run them through there. Yes.
Okay.
And then
Whenever?
Yeah, they'll vote. Early voting is from May 4th through the 15th in the clerk's office.
And so that's a separate tabulation. You wait till that's done and then
Yep.
pull it out just like you did this.
Yep.
And
So
then you re-zero it and start it again on election day.
for
Well,
absentees is different.
yeah.
So we won't use that again until we'll run the absentees. And that one is the dual clerk process. Will maybe 4. I can't remember how we're going to do. So 4 clerks, because we have to open up the absentees, we separate them, then we keep track of the envelopes, we count the envelopes, we count the ballots. So there's a huge process for counting absentee ballots, and then there will be 2 of us, if not 4 of us, watching us insert the ballots, and then it'll put it onto the thumb drive, and then I can insert that one into the laptop. So it's separated from early voting.
So you
Yep.
have 3 categories basically. You got the absentee,
Early voting, regular.
And election day.
Yeah.
Yep, just like there in the report. So we'll have the election day results, absentee and early voting for online results.
Yep.
Yep. And then the total is on the left. So it's read backwards for me. It's right to left.
And then, so on election day, or election night, whatever, where you got everybody feeding their own in, you guys will not physically count all of those unless it's something flagged as a problem.
Correct.
So if there's no flag, then you accept the results and.
Well,
that's what the
yes.
copy.
Yes, they're the unofficial results while we do the canvassing before it goes to the commissioners. And that's when we can hand count, we can count each of the totes and count the ballots and make sure, okay, we're supposed to have 301. Okay, counting, we have 301. Okay.
But we won't
You
need
can or
to.
you do, you
No,
will.
we won't unless there's a problem. Because one other checks and balances we have is on the check stub, the stubs themselves. We do an accounting at the end of the night, the chief judge does, so you know what you started with, you know how many spoiled ballots, you know how many cast, and it should come out to that very last number that's that has been unused. So everything, and it should match, the e-poll books should match this. So.
Yep. So we have the sequin cards, we have the ballot accounting sheet,
And that
we
too.
have the stubs, we have the e-poll book report, and we have the tabulator report. So there's 5 different documents on election night that we go through to make sure that each ballot is accounted for.
Is there a way to account for absentee ballots that are not returned?
Yes, we keep track of those already. So that's on the 10X software. So we know where we're at, and we check until 8 p.m. at night. We go to the post office all night. Not that the postman's there, but we go and check just in case it got in there. And we also check our drop box outside. So till 8 p.m. and we count those ballots. So
And if they come in the next day in the mail, we put them in our spoiled ballot envelope, and that's where they stay.
yep.
Because the ballots are, I mean, they're different by precinct, some different names and different faces.
Correct.
So in the event that somebody gets 2 ballots in the mail, is there an opportunity for that person to send one back in the absentee ballot and then show up and?
Nope, not at all. So once your absentee ballot is received here, there's that barcode that's on the back where you sign your name. So that's scanned in and it marks you as the voter as voted. So if you try to go in and especially show up with a ballot, then it's a little questionable coming in with a ballot, but it will, if you put your name in to receive another ballot, it will say you already voted. So we have early voting set up now and absentee ballot set up now. Uokava is set up for those that vote overseas, and election day. Yep. So, and then spoiled ballots are tracked on that portal. So, and the voters' notes. So everything's kind of documented and.
This is really a stupid question, but why would somebody just do a zero ballot? I'm just so, like you were saying, totally blank, just
So,
not even show up.
We've had people come to the polls and get halfway through the process and just say, no, I don't want to vote, and then just walk away. So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know what their reasoning
Too much
is.
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, they may see the names on it and they're like, I don't know anybody, and then just want to throw it away. It's like, well, you've already been issued the ballot. It has to be cast. And that's kind of why we have the tabulator clerk and the receiving clerk next to each other, so they can kind of help those that get flustered and keep a monitor, so that way we keep track of all the ballots.
So at the precinct, the poll workers can access the ballots,
No, the chief judge can.
the chief judge,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
At that precinct, the chief judge has the key to open the box.
Yep.
So what would prevent the chief judge from going, you know what, I'm gonna run that ballot another
Counts well.
68 times?
Our count would be off by 68. So that would be off by 68. The e-poll box would be 68. The sequence card would be off. The accounting sheet would be off. There's 5 different documents. It'd be off by 68. Yep.
Plus the
Because
seals.
you guys are handing out the ballots and marking how many.
Correct.
Okay, so that would also prevent somebody from getting a absentee ballot in the mail, making a bunch of Xerox copies and somehow coming in and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't. No.
Because
What would
when
you
people go in, they're signing, they get the ballot.
Right, you get one ballot, so that's why we have, so like Hannah would be our tabulator, they're gonna be that close, they're not far away, and the receiving clerk is right next to them. And so, right, so they're there to watch, to make sure that no one's feeding in 5 ballots, that one ballot's going in, so, and,
This may seem like a ridiculous question, but let's say somebody got away with that. And you count and there's too many in there, what do you do with that whole, how do you know which ones are invalid?
then we'd contact the Secretary of State's office, and we'd,
Follow their-
yeah,
Hey, what to do?
Well, they would give us.
they would give us the
procedure.
guidelines on what to do with that.
Stamps too wouldn't be original.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, we also, we stamp the ballots.
Oh, before you hand them to the.
Yes.
okay,
Yep, so they're unstamped right now, and even the test ballots are unstamped.
Good check there.
Yep. And they're a colored stamp, so you'd have to get really creative in duplicating it.
The only thing I have a question of is
Yeah.
when someone said earlier you could reopen.
Yes,
But I mean, when you close at 8, so you would just shut everything down and anything
Yes.
that came in after, it would be spoiled.
they wouldn't be issued a ballot if they came after 8.
No, I mean like, if, yeah, I got you.
Yep.
So there's no reason, there's really no reason to turn it back on.
No, no, there's not.
In fact, by law, a person, the clerk, is supposed to stand in line behind the last person, and the polls are closed. And wait for that person.
Yep, and so,
Because you did say there was a process for reopening it, but there's really no reason to.
no, there's not. It just has that button on there. When we go and clear the results, you'll see that button. But we're gonna just clear the results instead. So that button is available. Just out of transparency, it's there. So
Someone mentioned earlier, so that's why I was like,
yes.
there doesn't seem to
So,
be-
but even still, if you start running ballots like Ms. Rich was saying, your e-poll book is still at 25. And now we have that tabulator says we're at 28. It's like, okay, hold it.
Not a problem.
And then we can, the ballots themselves, I don't know if we have the test ballots out. It's a different paper weight. It's not normal paper weight. It's proprietary kind of with how they're ordered. So they don't feel the same. And then the stamps are a different colored ink than the ballots. So there's a lot of securities in place to make sure.
And in the example you used, if there was 28 in there, but you only recorded 25 out, there should be 3 without stamps on it.
Correct. Yep.
And this is where the official stamp goes, it's right down.
Yep.
So when we canvass, when you guys are together involved in checking one of these, you're gonna be checking the physical ballots,
The count.
The
the
count.
actual physical count against what the totals are that little zip drive told you, right?
All 5 documents told me.
Okay,
Yes. So the sequence card, the ballot stub, the ballot accounting sheet, the e-poll book, and the thumb drive.
okay.
So those 5 all have to be the same
So that
or
would tell
be
you
counted the same.
it's gotta be the same number of ballots.
Yes.
It's gotta be the same number of votes for so-and-so for governor. Right? You're gonna be actually, when you canvass, you're gonna be looking at the ballots. Are you gonna be using some kind of a book like that to tally the physical ballots and then compare it to the tabulated results?
You know, with this new process, I'm not sure how
Right.
that
I can tell
quite
you how
looks.
in the past it looked with those poll
Okay.
books that they went through and they have checked all of them, they hand count it. We get two commissioners get a copy of it. If I'm reading them off, I say, so-and-so had 38 yes votes, or 38 votes. There were 2 undervotes and 1 overvote. The other commissioner then says, yes, that's what I show on my poll book also. And they have the
The abstract.
Abstract.
Yep. And I have this.
just those numbers on it. So we're verifying that. This being the first time with this,
I know.
I don't know
I'm
what
a-
that report looks like. I'm gonna assume it's going to look something like this, I would think. Because we have to be able to show, this person received this many votes. Without my glasses, I couldn't see what that is. But we would be reading through each of those and they will have.
We would have the,
abstract, They have the.
we would have, yes.
And up to that point, we would also check to make sure the ballot counting sheet, like she said, one of the 5, that the stubs all match everything. Our spoiled ballots are in there, and all that. So we kind of go through it before you get it. So we make sure our numbers are right too. Then the state goes through it.
Yep.
So in essence, the canvas that you guys do as commissioners is reading the canvas that they have done,
Correct.
the totals.
Basically verifying the canvas. Because like they had said, they have the 5 documents or 5
Yeah.
parts that they've checked how many ballots have went out, how many have been put in. All of those are there. Then we're just verifying, yes, those numbers all match.
Gotcha.
And then we verify it, which makes it official instead of the unofficial.
Yep.
But then, correct me if I'm wrong, they're still doing the big county, little county audits.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Secretary of State will choose
Right.
random counties and
It's by like bingo. We get a number.
right, but it's a large county, a small county.
Yeah,
Kind of.
medium.
by-
Yes. Yep.
And then they choose one and they'll come in and do the same thing.
Yes.
All of our ballots get locked up from the sheriff's office. He takes our keys away from us and everything.
As soon as our number is selected, yeah, they come in and confiscate everything and put it in the sheriff's department. So we won't be able to touch it until the state comes in.
And they hand count it, correct?
Yeah, they will do, I think that's what they do a hand count and tally it,
Not
And-
of all the races, but of specific races.
Yeah, they kind of spot check it, and it's also public, so people can come and watch them do the audit. They just kind of will rope it off, but yes, that's public as well.
One of the things that, in the whole realm of cyber and cyberspace is probably to all of us relatively foreign. I don't understand how the machine puts the data on that little zip drive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not my computer, Nate, my
Yes.
brain either.
Yeah, so, back in the day, we used to have floppy disks where we would install our software and then CDs, and then, because technology got better, so these are just thumb drives that have a high memory, and so they can capture a lot of the data.
Yeah.
So,
And so I am right now, I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works when my phone hooks up to the internet, right? I don't know. I can't hear it.
right.
Now, if I don't have the capacity to, I mean, you're told
Right,
these cannot hook up.
right. So,
This cannot hook up, that cannot hook up. But I don't know how to verify that, right? So it could happen silently, and I wouldn't know, and you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to see it, you wouldn't be able to hear it. What's to say that couldn't happen here? This is part of my.
yeah, I understand. That's a really good concern. I'm also the IT manager here, so I am quite familiar with how they can connect and how they cannot connect. So there's not a signal that goes out or can come into these devices or this one. And if someone tries to hack in, like I said, I tried to change the time on this, and I went to the command prompt and I put in the code, like the programming code, to try to change the time. It took me to the right screen, but it says you do not have access to change the time. So I can't even change the time on this device. So I, as a computer nerd, put my glasses back up, I can try. I can try myself. And we also have the configuration reports for each of them, and it says that there's no modem. So that's some things that you've heard when you get your internet, you need your modem and your router. So there's no modems, so you can't connect, and those are all documented on the configuration reports that we print out as well before each election. So, yes.
Does the Secretary of State's office certify or approve these for sale? essentially?
Yes, exactly. So this, before any county can purchase them, they have two companies in Idaho right now. That's the Hart Company and ES&S, and they have to be certified through the state to not have any internet capability whatsoever before any county can purchase them. So they've gone through that process, they are certified, and then we purchased them.
And was that after the 2020? Is that a new thing, like in these next
Been going
last
on
4
before
years,
then.
or-
No, so actually there's a YouTube video of Ada County's 2020 logic and accuracy test with their masks on and distance controlled and everything, but they have the central count and precinct count. So there's two different types of tabulators that they used. But that is from the 2020 election, that YouTube video. So it's a 30-minute long video if you want to watch it. I did, so. Yeah, but you can see how theirs is run in a county with 300,000 voters. So, but if we're all want to look at any more contests, or are we good on the contest, on the logic and accuracy test?
I've got a couple other questions, I guess. Is this a standardized test that every county doesn't
Yes.
have to do? Obviously, you got different precincts and different names on the things,
Yes.
but you guys set it up the same way, whether it's Ada County or
Yes.
Lemhi County.
So before every election that a tabulator is used, you must do a logic and accuracy test. And if you have a tabulator, you have to use them for the primary and general elections. On consolidated elections, you don't have to use the tabulators. So, but
So
unless you're a
before
big county.
November, we'll have another test.
Yes. So, yep, in October we'll have one. At the end of October, we'll have one for the general one. So, and it's just to confirm that these all have the right election definition. So you'll see that on the documents. What that means is that the software, basically, the contest, it defines the election. So those are all installed correctly. that when we run the test deck through, it'll produce the results that are our baseline results that they'll match, and then they are approved for deployment.
Is there anything, Sherry, in state code that prevents counties from adding any other layers of cross-examining? For instance, what you guys did on the test is you physically wrote down, is there anything that prevents a county from saying, you know what, we wanna have another layer of.
I'm not aware of that. That would be a question for the state to talk to them about it, because, we're trying to abide by their guidelines so that they can support us in what we do. So that would be something for them to talk to them about.
I forgot to stamp, so we like stamps here. Okay. All right, yes.
Back to Keith's question or concern about being able to penetrate that thing with Wi-Fi. If that were, I guess one thing is there's a check on the count. If somebody was feeding votes into that thing through Wi-Fi and tallying up votes for somebody.
It can't happen. There's no internet connectivity.
I know, but if there were, I mean, some people have concerns. If they were,
Yeah.
then the number of ballots would match what's in the box.
Correct.
Yes.
But the votes that get tallied could be changed. You wouldn't know unless you physically compared and did a physical count of each.
Right,
position.
right.
Yeah.
And that's why we have that process in place.
Right.
If it doesn't match, then we would do a hand count that night.
But if they didn't add total numbers of votes, just change the vote, then it would require a physical countable.
Yep.
Oh,
To see
certainly.
if it matched what the
Certainly.
machine.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you transmit the data to Secretary of State, I suppose, is there is there a way to follow to make sure that what we transmitted is actually what became the final state totals?
So they're still unofficial until through the canvassing to their official. So they can be updated during canvassing. Just for instance, if we found out, okay, there's actually 30, we had 31 over here. Okay, let's count these. Okay, should have been 31 for this person. Then we can update those results online.
So you're able to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will tell you, when the person entering the data it's 10 o'clock or midnight, it's easy to transpose a number. And so she goes through and checks it again the following morning when she's a little fresh and make sure, and if not, we resubmit that to the live results on there, and then it gets processed.
And then we have a certain number of days where.
Yeah, it's 9 days, I think, for us to, and then so many extra days for the state to do their canvassing off of that. They have so many days. And I think they just changed that too, because they want to have more time to, I think the audits in there, all that meshes together in those dates. So.
Yep.
So does the state ultimately declare them official, or
Yes.
is it the county commissioners?
Both. They do their point, and then the state will do theirs in their time frame.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, I think we have confirmed that the results are the same, and therefore we have successfully completed the logic and accuracy test for the 2026 primary election. At this point, I know, now at this point, no, now we get to clear the results. All right. You got too excited. So we'll just show you guys, if you want to stay for that process, you can.
We can go through at least one of them. Yeah.
Those two are the front one. So you want to do absentee first. Go ahead and clear that one. Where's this one? Is that one?
What happens if you put the wrong USB in the wrong machine to blow up?
Should.
No.
Okay. Clear the results. So I need to open this.
That's a good question. Okay.
Teresa.
So just block the coats when you do that. Other direction.
Put it back in and turn it on, right?
No. We might run out of tape. You might want to go, no, that's just the configuration one, so that's fine.
So we have to sign back on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the county owns those machines?
Yes.
Are we showing the part?
Did you already click the, put in the code? Okay.
Override.
Yep. Okay. You,
Okay, so after we pull our results, have our reports and everything, we clear everything off of the USB stick, and it just clear votes. So our public count's at 11, our protected count's at 194. So this will clear the protected count down to 0, and it keeps the public count down to 0. The protected count stays. It's like mileage on your car. You know, it keeps tracking that. That's how many ballots have been ran through this machine. The public count is that election. That's how many ballots have been run through this machine. So we just go ahead and clear those. Clear votes and continue. And it just pops out, totals cleared. And then public count to 0, our protected count is still on there.
no, you need to keep it in, Hannah. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Early voting's right. Yep, you're good.
What is your protected count?
So the protected count is kind of, like she said, the mileage on your car. So you know how you have to get your oil changed every 5,000 miles and you have your maintenance and so on and so forth. These also have a maintenance. So we need to keep track of how many ballots have ever been run through the machines, just like your miles on your car. How many tires or how many miles with the tires, same thing. So, because they have wheels, as you can hear, so we have to do maintenance on them.
Reopen polls.
The total of the ballots that
Okay.
have been put through the machine over
Yep,
Oh,
for its
yeah,
lifetime.
right.
Yep,
And then like a trip meter too, this trip. there's-
exactly. Yep, so it's at 0 on that one. Well, now,
You put it in car lingo and all the guys got it.
And then,
I know.
then I'll do this, right?
I used to work, I was an executive assistant for a car dealership, so it made sense to me too. Yeah, so.
You're good.
Okay. Want to print another report?
No, it's just totals cleared.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and keep the thumb drives in unlocked.
I'm missing a thumb driver.
No, you want to keep, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that one's all clear. Okay. Where's your clipboard? Okay, so now we're gonna apply the stickers, we're gonna write down the seals, and then we will take all the ballots out, and we'll put them away and secure them. And that's it. Any other questions?
So they'll be sealed till May 19th, or, well, no, when early voting starts.
Only this one will, yep. So, but the seal will stay on, the thumb drive, for the entire early voting. It'll only get changed when we do the absentee. But yeah, the seals will all stay on for the rest of them. They will not be touched until Election Day.
Okay, reopen polls, right?
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have it. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah.